Through the notion of design for temporal cohabitation, we introduce a critical agenda to time in more than human and ecological HEI and design. Work on time and HEI have often framed the times of humans away from ecological perspectives. This reflects a tendency in Western narratives of progress that looks at human time as universal, disembodied, and external to practices, a form of time that is also often described as a state of continuous acceleration. Times of nature, however, are described as cyclical and slow-changing, and often discussed independently from inquiries of social coordination and agency. Such temporal division risks suggesting that nature and the earth can provide a stable backdrop for human progress. Most importantly, it neglects the plurality of temporal expressions and the multiple ways in which human and other than human times are intrinsically connected. To visit Craymond Island in Edinburgh, you need to familiarise yourself with the tide times. As the tide rises, within moments the once accessible path vanishes, leaving travellers stranded for the day or night, requiring rescue boat assistance to get back. This happens quite a lot here. Other than human species have had to adapt their rhythms in response to growing urbanization and industrialization of their environments.
Birds adjust their singing behaviour in response to urban acoustic disruptions, shifting activity to early morning or late evening, and increase their voices to be heard. In parts of Edinburgh, when blue tits, robins and other birds start singing at dawn, one could do without an alarm clock, as their song is loud enough to wake a light sleeper.
Due to the increasing warming and urbanization, the plants in Edinburgh flower on average 5 days earlier than their rural counterparts. This means that the food chains can become mismatched.
Adaptations, however, do not come without a cost, which is expressed through a loss of diversity, agency, and reproductive capabilities of other than human species. In Edinburgh, tow patrols save thousands of amphibians every year by helping them cross roads as they begin to move with 7 degrees Celsius weather. This usually happens in February-March time. This year, due to unexpected warm weather in January, there was surprising amphibian migration that the tow patrols were not prepared for, leading to the unfortunate sight of numerous crushed amphibians along the roadways. Through the concept of designing for temporal cohabitation, we invite the HEI community to regard climate change as the ultimate manipulation of time, and that everything we do, which includes the design and the act of designing, are intentionally or unintentionally affecting the timings of other species and thereby entire ecologies. We need to take responsibility for the ways in which human notions of time affect the times and therefore livelihoods of other species. We propose that designers and HEI researchers sharpen their ability to notice species temporalities and attempt to bring visibility to shifting temporalities, asynchronies, and the deeply problematic ways that we cohabit with all those Earth others that we share our worlds with. Designing for cohabitation necessitates understanding temporal connections across various modes, scales, and scopes beyond dominant narratives of time. This implies shifting focus from broad temporal notions to the intricate connections and interactions between different temporal relationships, while examining how these connections are formed and how they are sustained and repaired over time. This shift in perspective is crucial to understanding how we might co-create time with other beings and support more sustainable forms of temporal cohabitation.